Hello, everybody. On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus David Stoudemire, 25-02049, 25-0198081 and 82. Appearances, please.
Assistant Public Defender Joseph Hardy on behalf of Mr. Stoudemire.
What's your name, sir?
David Stoudemire.
Okay, Mr. Stoudemire, today's the date set for an arraignment. I do have a felony complaint here that I'm going to arraign you on. The allegations are that on or about May 15, 2025, at the area at or near that you allegedly committed the act in count 1 of assault with intent to murder, and that you did allegedly make an assault upon a Daniel Thomas Bishop with the intent to murder or the intent to commit the crime of murder, and that this was contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.83. It's a felony. The maximum penalty is life or any number of years. Your DNA is to be taken upon your arrest, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. There's a count 2 of assault with a dangerous weapon, also known as felonious assault, alleging that on or about May 15, 2025 at 900 Long Boulevard, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, that you did allegedly make an assault upon a Daniel Thomas Bishop with a dangerous weapon, that being a metal weight, but without intending to commit the crime of murder or to inflict great bodily harm less than the crime of murder. Count 2 is a felony. The maximum penalty is 4 years in prison and or $2,000 in fines. Your DNA again is to be taken upon arrest, and a consecutive sentence may be imposed if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. There's an habitual offender third offense notice. It says take notice that the defendant was twice previously convicted of a felony or an attempt to commit a felony, and that on or about July 19, 2017, he was convicted of the offense of home invasion, third degree, in violation of MCL 750.1108, or in the 30th Circuit Court for Ingham County, State of Michigan, and that on or about July 19, 2017, he was convicted of the offense of aggravated stalking in violation of Michigan Compiled Law 750.411I. In the 30th Circuit Court for Ingham County. Therefore, the defendant is subject to penalties provided by MCL 769.11 that enhances the penalty to twice the maximum sentence on the primary offense or a lesser term. The maximum penalty cannot be less than the maximum term for the first conviction. Do you understand the charge there and the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Okay, file number 25-01980. A misdemeanor. The allegations are that on or about May 19th, 2025, at the area in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, that you allegedly committed the act of assault or assault and battery upon a Joshua Bradley McCoy, contrary to MCL 750.811. That's a misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. A consecutive sentence may be imposed if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. File number 25-01982. The allegations are that on or about June 6, 2025, at the area of Lansing, Michigan, that you did willfully and maliciously destroy or injure a building or its appurtenances located at that belong to Joshua Bradley McCoy, and the amount of the destruction or injury was less than $200, contrary to MCL 750.3805. That's a misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines, and or 3 times the amount of the destruction or injury, whichever is greater. File number ending in 981. The allegations are that on or about June 5th, 2025, at the area of Lansing, Michigan, that you allegedly committed the act in count one of malicious destruction of a building less than 200, and that you did willfully and maliciously injure or destroy a building or its appurtenances located that belonged to a Joshua Bradley McCoy. The amount of the destruction was less than $200, and this is contrary to MCL 750.3805. Again, that's a misdemeanor, 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. You understand each charge that was read, sir, and the maximum penalty that you face in each charge.
I understand the charges.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and you have Mr. Hardy here from the Office of the Public Defender. He is here today for the purpose of your arraignment only, to represent you for that purpose. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at all of your court appearances, and if you're questioned by law enforcement. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you have the right to make a request to have the Office of the Public Defenders appointed to represent you. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to plead guilty, plead not guilty, or stand mute. If you stand mute, each of these files will go to a jury trial. The first file that we began with today is a felony file. Because you're being charged with felonies in both counts 1 and count 2, you have the right in that file to proceed to a preliminary examination. You have the right to have that preliminary examination within 21 days of today's date, unless you waive the timeline for that or the court finds good cause to go beyond the 21 days. You understand that?
I understand that.
At the time of your preliminary examination, you have the right to have the prosecutor establish that they have sufficient probable cause that a felony was committed and sufficient probable cause to charge you as the individual who committed the felony. We're currently scheduled for probable cause conference on August 15th at 9 o'clock in the morning before me, Judge Kristen Simmons, and that you can appear via Zoom or in person for the probable cause conference. You have a preliminary examination before me on Friday, August 22nd at 9 o'clock in the morning. You must appear in person for that. Did you get a notice to appear for that court date?
I think so. I got some court notices here, so I think so.
Don't think so. I just asked you, you got it in front of you, use your eyes to look. Do you have one
Okay.
for a felony to appear before Judge Simmons on the dates that I just gave you? Because I don't want you to leave here and then when you don't show up, you tell me, well, I didn't have that paper.
I got the paper. It says 08/15/25 9 a.m.
Okay, and then what, is there another date on there?
Yep, 8/22/25 9 a.m.
Thank
and
you. The other-
8/18.
Very good. And that's for your other 3 files, which are misdemeanors. They do not have a preliminary examination date. So your next dates on those 3 files are pre-trials. I'm assuming they're all. All of those are set before me as well, Judge Simmons, and those will be on August 18th at 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay?
Okay.
In each of these files, you have the right to the presumption that you're innocent. And you can take these matters all the way to a trial, that being a jury trial, and maintain your innocence until proven guilty. You have the right to require the prosecutor prove each element of each of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to maintain silence at trial and not have silence be used against you. You have the right to see, hear, or question any witness that the prosecutor calls to testify against you. The right to subpoena witnesses to testify on your behalf and present evidence that you believe show a defense to the charges being brought against you, and a right to waive silence and testify at your trial. Do you have any questions about those rights?
No, I don't have any questions.
Are you currently employed?
No.
How do you support yourself?
Family members.
What's your home address?
I don't have a home address right now.
Where do you sleep?
I've been sleeping at different hotels.
At different hotels?
Yep.
And how are you paying for these hotels? Family members are paying for?
Yep, some of my family members.
Where do you receive your mail?
On
What's your phone number?
51.
Are you on probation at this time?
No,
Are you on parole?
no.
Is he requesting the public defender to represent him, counsel?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. He's filled out an application. I'll be able to get all the necessary information from him.
Address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, we do acknowledge the seriousness of the allegations against him. I would say that they are still just those allegations for which he does still enjoy his presumption of innocence. What he stated to me is that he is someone that has never missed court. He's someone that's lived in Michigan for most of his life. So I would say he's definitely not a flight risk. And I would say that just for the previous felonies, while those are serious convictions, I would say that those are not necessarily violent offenses. So at this point, I'll be requesting that Mr. Stoudemire be awarded either a PR or a low 10% bond with the GPS tether.
I have 4 files that are opening, one being a felony. Assault with intent to murder is the first count. He's being charged as an habitual third offender. And the argument is that because he lived here all of his life, that makes him not a flight risk, so that he should get a personal recognizance bond. He's not even eligible for a personal recognizance bond. These are complete and utter risks to the public safety. I have a bond recommendation here. It says the defendant was either on parole, probation, or has other pending criminal matters. It says defendant has multiple unrelated assaultive crimes occurring within days of each other, which some of those I just read on this record. The defendant and the victims are strangers to each other. And these are violent, unprovoked, or unprompted attacks. The defendant threatened to come back after this attack. And in quotations, it says, with a gun for this cracker. It says, the people are requesting no bond under MCR 6.106B1 and a no contact order for the protection of the alleged victims. I think that the request is appropriate from the prosecution's office. Even as I reviewed his criminal history, I've seen for the last 10 years, nothing but assaultive actions, home invasions, and destruction of people's property. And so if true, when I have 4 pending different files from different dates of events, these are not the same dates of events. These are dates within 2 weeks of each other. Some of them only within days of each other. If true, he's a menace to society and he does not need to be on the street. Bond in file number 25-02049 is denied. Bond in file number 25-01980 is 1,000 cash surety. Bond in 25-01981, 1,000 cash surety. Bond in 25-01982, 1,000 cash surety. There's a no contact order in place for the protection of the alleged victim in file number ending in 49, a Daniel Thomas Bishop, which I believe he is, well, let's see. And file number 8 ending in 80, no contact with a Joshua Bradley McCoy. And file number ending in 81, McCoy is also the protected party on that one, and I believe he's also the protected party on file number in 82. Also, while out on bond, you're aware, well, if you were able to post bond, and that's only after we have addressed the felony file, because as of right now, you're not eligible to post bond, but when you are eligible to post bond on the other files, you're not to possess a firearm, ammunition, or any weapon of any kind. Not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to use drugs or alcohol unless you have a valid prescription, and you'll wear a GPS tether. Do you have any questions at this time, sir?
Me?
Yeah, that is correct.
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record, council?
No, Your Honor.
You're all set, Mr. Stoudemire.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.